Welcome to our podcast.
Thanks so much for joining us again on Fisher Family Bands. We are coming back to you with our walkthrough. Really, it's a sit through the walk-in closet studio.
Yeah, we can't walk in here.
There's nowhere to go now that we're both in here. And the equipment is set up on a dresser. And then we actually still have all the clothing that my husband and I have to reach through and behind the curtain. Don't mind the man behind the curtain.
Dane's not behind the curtain.
No, he would not fit.
He would not.
He's 6'3". There's no hiding that man behind that
Yeah.
curtain. So
Great sport for putting up with all this.
he is. We love you, Dane. Thank you. So we do have to relocate it for a little while because we've been moving into this house for the last year.
Almost 2.
Almost 2 years. And he finally emptied out a storage unit that he had been holding on to since he transitioned down from Asheville. And
It's been a good work in progress over the years. He didn't just start it and finish it this last week.
It started
yeah.
Right after we got engaged, right?
Right after you moved in. Oh, we started filling it. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking about emptying it.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, we had a whole wedding and bought a house, moved into that, and had it fixed up properly. Damn! That's just how she is, y'all.
I rate it a 5.
That was just a 5?
Yeah. For me?
She can do better.
I've literally blown your hair back with my burps.
For those of you only getting the audio, you missed what it looks like to see my hair and face get blown back.
For reference, she has dreadlocks.
Indeed. But we digress. We have a bunch of sticky notes that we numbered out 1 through 20 and labeled a bunch of different things, or numbered, I guess, a bunch of the different items that decorate our walk-in closet studio.
We've already covered 2 of them. We covered our Phantom of the Opera bag.
Phantom of the Opera is there, right there.
She did that pretty decent. And my Shikori poster. From last Shikori, I think that was?
That was the 20th anniversary of the spring Shikori, but the fall Shikori is coming up October 3rd.
And I already have a poster because
That's right,
I've been going for 20 years, and they were like, oh my god.
We are so excited about the upcoming fall Shikori, so get yourselves together and come on out for a real good time in Silk Hope, at Shikori Hills Grassroots Festival. Heck yeah, we love it.
We love. So that was last episode that we covered those 2. We are probably only going to be covering 2 more in this episode and going by 2s just because we talk a lot.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're loquacious.
Yeah.
Get over it.
We're already 9 minutes into this, and that's including us just fucking around at the top.
Aw, but who's counting?
The timer.
Okay. So this is number 3, and for those of you unable to view with us, this is a caricature of Jasmine and I, and it is even dated here from 2002.
That's a 3, isn't it?
What is it?
That's a 3.
That's a 3? Oh, I don't have my glasses on. Let's look with some fresh eyes. From CBS.
It's either a 2.
Oh, no, that's totally a 3.
Yeah.
That's right, because I was thinking, damn, she was pretty big for 2. But that's because she was 3. So that was actually done by a woman named Deborah. It says there on the poster or on the caricature. But her name that she went by was Rainbow Dancer. So I don't know if you're still out there, but she was one of the folks that would go to the Rainbow Gathering. And
which I just heard about recently.
Yeah, we watched a video about that on YouTube.
About it.
It was very cool, but for the real hardcore hippies is what that's about. That's probably above my hippie pay, my granola level, as I'll give it. But it is one of those, like, people go into the woods of national forests for a week at a time, and it, I think, got to be like hundreds, or at one point thousands of people that would spend the week there. And it was all about barter and trade and
no
love
money,
and no
money,
no technology, disconnecting, commune with nature, commune with your brother and sister. And they would do it seemingly around the 4th of July holiday every year. So
and we've been to quite a few music festivals. This is, I don't think it's a music festival.
No.
I think it's a festival that has music, but it's more like the
I don't
people
even know if it's a festival
there.
Per se. It's a gathering.
It's a gathering,
mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it is so hippie granola that they don't even have bathrooms, y'all.
No, they got
shitters. A hole in the ground.
They say they call them the shitters. I love it. My sisters would die 30,000 deaths. Like, we go camping twice a year.
We're going to be going tomorrow.
Wonderful location in the Blue Ridge Mountains called, Mount Mitchell, which is also part of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Yes. But we go to the Briar Bottom campgrounds every year. We love you, Briar Bottom. Yep. Shout out. And
for the longest time, I didn't count that as camping, I will say.
Tell them why.
So, that's how you know I was raised a hippie camping kid. There are actual bathrooms there. Each campsite gets a bathroom.
Like with plumbing.
Like with plumbing. There's no shower or anything. There's no, like...
No, there are.
Well, not at the campsite.
Separate area. Mm-hmm.
But I was like, that is not camping. There's bathrooms, that's not camping. If you don't have to go dig a hole in the woods, that's not camping.
If you're not just peeing behind a tree, what are we even doing here, people?
But then Mom was like, yeah, the other campsite, a bear walked through our campsite, so we can't camp there anymore.
We'll tell you the bear story sometime.
There were little kids, like, it was valid.
There's no music involved in that one, but it definitely is
it's a good story, yeah.
Indeed. But yeah, my sisters would consider that like way too rustic for them. They were like, well, are there cabins? We're like, oh,
that's cute.
That's out of here, you little precious. So no, we don't play it like that, and we love camping in our tents when possible.
Car camping.
Getting disconnected from our technology, but I think a weekend is about all I can muster. I've done a Thursday to Sunday music festival, and I've lost my voice. I've blown my knees out. Yep. Like, body can only handle so much, even if my mind and my soul are still trying to go.
Yeah.
But I'll be sitting in that chair on Sunday, like, that's so good. So scream for me.
Yeah, I'll always scream for you.
I got other people to scream for me, because sometimes that voice is spent by Saturday night. Yeah. Saturday night blowouts. What? So this, though, back to our actual discussion at hand. The caricature of Jasmine and I. Do you remember me telling you?
Oh, yeah.
We literally just came across a photo of this the other day, but it was from a festival in Chapel Hill, where we lived for a good time before we moved to Alamance County. And it was called Apple Chill, Chapel Hill, Apple Chill, get the play on word there. And they'd shut down the street for several hours of the day. There'd be food vendors, there'd be street artisans, there'd be bands and musicians, and of course, folks selling different wares, and then a lot of different nonprofits setting up to give, tell awareness about their organizations and stuff. And it was always just a great celebration of our city. And they used to have that for the spring, and then in the fall it was Festival. So you had Apple Chill and Festival, and that was, our good times right there in downtown Chapel Hill. But I don't know the last time that they actually did a Apple Chill, and I think they canceled the festivals after there was some nasty shenanigans with people from other communities driving through, and apparently 1 or 2 years maybe there was gunfire. So it just kind of spoiled the, what they say, one rotten apple. That ain't too chill. I had to.
Did you see the eye roll?
It was right there. It was like the fallen fruit. Okay, I'll stop. Never.
But yeah, anyway.
Apple Chill.
Apple Chill
did indeed get canceled in 2006. In 2007, however, it was picked up and relocated to the Roxborough Motorsports Dragway in Roxborough until 2010, and then it moved to Fayetteville, where it was held for 3 years at the Motorsports Park there. At this point, it was transformed into a bike and car show, and not at all the wholesome family festival hippie fest that I had so come to love.
Apple Chill.
Mm-hmm. They didn't put my heart.
I know. How can you not?
That always gets
heart
me.
On her
that
face?
It's just like
it's ridiculous.
How do I know it's me?
Got all the intricacies of the little butterfly shirt that she was wearing, and then here's this child sitting here with a freaking heart on her face. I worked hard on that while she was in utero. I always want to say in vitro, but I didn't do it through a tube. People, I went on natural rail.
But it's okay if you do.
But there's nothing wrong with that. But the day of music and fun and frivolities was awesome because, as we said, that was 2003. This one here was born in the year 2000, so easy math always. And so I got to reunite with one of my dear friends, Tim Smith, who, as we were I'm pushing her stroller down through the festival streets, and we hear this wonderful sound of somebody singing My Funny Valentine. And if you don't know that song, please Google it. It is
after the video.
Woo! It's one of those that just, if it's sung right, it gives you a nice little chill, might stop you in your tracks and make you just really tune in and listen to what you're hearing. And Tim was doing just that. He is an extraordinary musician that I befriended when we worked at the same little kind of deli place together in downtown Chapel Hill called Healthy Butt back in I don't even
butt?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think
that ass is healthy.
You'll get that healthy butt, and I cannot lie. Okay, so it might have been called Healthy Bite. And maybe those of us who work there might have called it Healthy Butt.
That's even better. Oh, God.
That's great. So, yes, so we all worked together, and this was before I had dreads. I think Tim was just starting his dreads, and this was all well before you came along. So, I don't know, 90-something or other, but long enough ago that every time we see each other, it's a wonderful reunion, and it was that day. And we now get to see him at Shikori. He's one of the artists that typically shows up and is playing his saxophone in the Tim. Oh my God, we do this so many times.
Wait, you see the one with the
black
dreads
guy with the dreads
that does poetry? No.
Well, not poetry, but he's like a musician savant. He plays everything I can think of. Oh. He plays clarinet, piano. He sings.
Wait, no,
he plays saxophone.
We saw him in that
he was
video
in the march or in the parade in the
Never mind. Full Town Strutters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were doing When the Saints Go Marching In. So maybe I'll be able to infuse that video up in here, and we'll introduce you to Tim by that way, because he is an extraordinary talent that if you're unfamiliar with, then that's another thing that we hope to enlighten you with, my friends.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed. So that was the days, man. That was good stuff. So number
Right.
4, you
can
can't
hardly
quite
see
see it, but it is all back here.
Wicked.
That's what it is. It is we love saving everything, so we'll save bags if we get little tchotchke or merchandise from the show, and I'm sure we got some kind of.
Oh, we got my
t-shirt?
poster.
Oh, it was
and
poster.
a t-shirt.
And socks.
That's socks.
Right. I got my socks.
Yep. I don't have the t-shirt anymore, sadly. I don't know where it went, but I do have the poster. I do have the poster.
Mm-hmm. The socks are cute. They're mismatched socks. One is purple and one is green, which wedding colors. They were my wedding colors, just in case you're wondering why I shout that out. I'm not just crazy. Sometimes I make sense.
Maybe.
But basically, it's Galinda on one sock and whispering into Elphaba's ear, who is on the other sock. So, really cute and clever.
It's totally cute.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
We went to go see that. Oh, gosh.
I can't even remember when ago.
I think either 2014 or 2015.
It was unfortunately not with the
oh, my God.
incredible Kristen Chenoweth and extraordinary Indina Menzel. But it was... Yeah. Broadway South series at Durham Performing Arts Center.
And still absolutely amazing.
Breathtaking, baby.
Yeah. That was the first musical that she ever gifted me.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think it was a Christmas gift, if I'm remembering correctly.
Maybe. Christmas or birthday. Yeah. It's going to be one of the two.
Yep. She loves to gift a musical because she knows that it's always a win.
You should have seen her at Christmas this year.
Oh my God, I cried.
Gifted her 6, well, it wasn't 6 tickets. It was tickets to go see 6.
Which, amazing. If you've never seen 6 the musical, it is about Henry VIII's 6 wives and their story, and they're like a girl group that is having like a competition to see who is the leader of the group, and so good. So good.
Very well done. Very well done. From the songwriting to the wardrobe. It was really extraordinary show. Yeah.
I mean, as a singer, actress, and costumer, I was loving.
And a Henry VIII history buff.
Yeah.
You really love that
Well,
shit.
specifically, the 6 wives history buff. I don't give a shit about him. I love my queens.
The tea. But we are on the wrong musical. We're supposed to be talking to you about Wicked.
It just happens.
Well, it does. We love to get on a tangent and just ride it all around town.
It's so true.
You know. But the beauty is, what's coming up, baby?
I don't know. Oh! Wicked, the musical movie.
Thank you. All right, so let's talk about this because it's kind of interesting.
Okay.
New trend, it would seem. The idea that something that is like, oh, it's been a musical, and now, I mean, there wasn't really Wicked the movie, but there was all of a sudden after Wicked the musical really took off. There was like the what was it, Oz
the Great and Powerful.
Oz the Great and Powerful. So
Which,
it was kind of
good.
Like this great resurgence of delving into the Wizard of Oz back and side stories.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like what else is there besides Wiz, which
so good.
But you have just extraordinary cinema that was, I thought, like the color and the cinematography of that film was so cool that it really felt like you were transported to Oz, but it also felt like it was kind of like a spectacle, like a musical will be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I love that difference. Like a movie gives you a great story, but a musical just makes a spectacle of a story. And I love that.
Yeah. I definitely agree. And I love the not resurgence necessarily, but like the reworking of these like stage musicals or Broadway musicals into movies like they did with Mean Girls.
I was
and
about to say. I guess Rent really, too, they did that with.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like we didn't have movie musicals, because
right.
If Hair coming out on HBO was like a tape cassette, I would have watched it until the tape was ruined. I mean, I love that movie and I love that musical. It's a really good so much. Absolutely. Yeah. But it seemed more like that was categorized differently than what we see today, like the Mean Girls movie musical and what they're putting out.
And I will say, the Mean Girls movie musical got a lot of guff because casting choices, all the things. I enjoyed it, like, even as a theater person, because, like, you don't want it to be exactly the same.
Right.
Now, Wicked, if it's not to stage, like, level, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Well,
but only because they have actual Broadway people
are so there.
Yeah,
like Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are gonna blow those songs right up.
It's so true,
and do it. I think the level of justice that we got from Chenoweth and Menzel.
I completely agree with that. Yeah,
because my God, those ladies.
I definitely I love both of them so much. Like, love Idina Menzel. She was the one that I was originally obsessed with that got me into liking Wicked. But Kristen Chenoweth, I forever and ever bow at the feet of this woman. Like, we have very similar voice parts, so every single song that she can sing, I will be singing.
It's so true.
I'm like, I don't care if I've never watched the musical. Kristen Chenoweth sings it. I'm going to be singing that.
I'm in that.
Yeah.
She is extraordinary. And I mean, a tiny little package to be able to belt out that such powerhouse notes. Oh, love. And you know, that's the other thing. It's like, movies are you know, I'm a drama nerd. I'm a big movie nerd. They have my heart. But when you do theater and musical takes that to just a level that I've never done a musical on stage, and I've been in a lot of plays. But
you haven't?
No. Wow.
I've done something you haven't.
I'm gonna have to scroll my brain hole, but I really don't think so. And like I said,
musicals, though, right? I've teched musicals.
She did. She did, and I have great footage of you in High School Musical.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
That was so fun. That was so fun.
That one was a good one. Yeah. My favorite of the musicals that I've done is still A Year with Frog and Toad.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. No, I'll scan my brain. Well, I guess the church shows that we talked about, technically they were musicals. So, I can't fully, I can't discount that at all. Ding! I'm qualified. I've been in musicals. Thanks so much for joining us on Fisher Family Band's podcast. We'll have new episodes for you every 2 weeks, and until then, stay in the groove.